Still on the G20 summit, but looking at the economic benefits of Nigeria's participation, we are joined by Dr. Muda Yusuf, an economist. Thank you, sir, for speaking with us.
Thank you for having me, and good evening.
Good evening. Nigeria is believed to be seeking a membership of the G20. That's after it has done all the assessment and for the benefits and the risk involved. How feasible is this, and what benefit can this nation get from a membership at the G20?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can now.
I it's something that is feasible. Nigeria is the biggest economy on the continent. It has the largest population on the continent. So Nigeria is strategic, to what happens in Africa. And South Africa is a member, and I think it's not out of place if Nigeria can also be a member. It's not a big deal. It's a mix of both developing and developed economies. Already we have 19 countries with the EU, and South Africa is there. So I believe it's not out of place for Nigeria to be part of the G20. There are quite a number of potential benefits.
Okay. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, there are quite a number of potential benefits. Benefits in the area of investment, particularly foreign direct investments. Benefits in the area of trade, in the area of security, and things like that. And we have quite a number of sectors in which we need the investment. We need a lot of investment in solid minerals, for instance, in ICT, in our infrastructure. We also need support in the area of security. We need support in the area of even medical investment, just to reverse the medical tourism. India has very solid hospitals. A number of Nigerians go to India for medical treatment. We need support in the area of agriculture. So there are so many areas in which we can seek support and partnership.
True. The president's invitation was at the instance of the Indian president. Hopefully something will come from that end. But BRICS Summit just held, and on this channel we had conversation about what is in it for Africa. Is the G20 a better bloc than BRICS for Nigeria? And why has Nigeria not been invited to the BRICS? You said yourself, most populous country in Africa, yet South Africa got the invite.
Well, what we were told by the vice president was that Nigeria did not apply to be a member of BRICS. And if you don't apply, why will you be invited? I imagine that those countries that were invited must have indicated interest in being part of BRICS. And don't forget, BRICS, has some geopolitical coloration. It's seen in some quarters as a group of people who are, trying to engage the West or oppose the Western countries. So from a diplomatic point of view, it also requires a bit of caution. I think that is why perhaps the government has not indicated interest. But when you compare BRICS to G20, G20 is a much broader community of countries, much more diverse. You have the advanced economy, you have the United States, you have UK, you have Germany, and the rest of them. And you have developing countries like, China, Turkey, and the rest of them. And of course, you have South Africa. So in terms of the scope of cooperation and the opportunities for, bilateral relationships and multilateral relationships, the G20 offers much better opportunities to achieve both economic objectives and even security objectives.
Okay, you talked about some investment opportunities that we might get, some of the benefits, and we know that the president will be meeting with the president of Brazil, same with the German chancellor, prime minister of India, Narendra Modi, South Korean president, and a few other heads of state on the sidelines of this summit. What types of investment specifically do you think Nigeria can get from these nations? You mentioned medical help maybe from India, but what about the others?
Well, there are first, the delegation that is going to the G20. we have a very strong private sector delegation, composed of, I think, over 20 very big businessmen and women. So as the presidents engage at the diplomatic level, the private sector team will also be engaging their counterparts in these countries. And the private sector team also cuts across quite a number of sectors. There are those who are in ICT, there are those who are in oil and gas, those who are in manufacturing, tourism, and the rest of it, and even in infrastructure, in power, and so on and so forth. So there's, opportunities across all of these sectors. The economy is big. We have a very high level of deficit in infrastructure, for instance. You are talking about the rail system, you are talking about our ports, you are talking about even our roads. A whole lot of opportunities to fill this deficit. There are also opportunities for cooperation in our ICT, especially given the youthful nature of our demographics. The digital economy is one of the fastest growing sectors in the Nigerian economy. So it offers a lot of opportunities as well. But more importantly, is for us to also be able to give them confidence that when they come to Nigeria to invest, at least they will find a very comfortable space here.
I do hope that we can address our own home issues like security, for instance, and get the right infrastructure in place to attract these investments. Thank you very much, Dr. Yusuf, for speaking with us.